Hello guys, and I'm as surprised as you are. We are gonna have one more broadcast for tonight, and this time, it's gonna be the lower bracket finals. It's time to get in this matchup, and here we have GCA versus TP. So here we go yet again, ladies and gentlemen. And it's gonna be Team Gamecoach Academy facing off against TP in our lower bracket final. So in the meantime, just quickly listing a few things down, but really just going to show right here, right now, that our Open Division broadcast is just looking and raring, ready to go. So in the meantime, seems like here for GCA, we are gonna have Nutin actually into our roster. And in the meantime, our first map, guys, is gonna be Lijiang Tower. Pretty much the standard as per usual, and seems like it is gonna be time to get ready and raring to go. So Gamecoach Academy, this team basically a pretty strong one with its history, with its know-how, with just the organization backing it in the first place. So Gamecoach, guys, is basically literally an esports academy as we are moving on into Lijiang Tower, and it has housed the best and brightest the Korean scene has ever to offer. Element Mystic, Genji, and all the like. And for Gamecoach Academy, this is, I think, their foray into really coming on in and making a team for themselves. If I heard correctly, actually, Gamecoach Academy having some really good coaching on the roster as well between Blue House, who was the coach for Kungdu Pantera and Shanghai Dragons, as well as DNCE, who was a player for Kongdu and Genji. But I'm not too sure about that information. I'd love to get a confirmation on that. But yeah, Gamecoach Academy, big org, big names behind it, and well, they are really trying to go into their own foray into this one. So welcome back, guys, and surprise, surprise, as we said earlier on, we're not too sure if we're gonna get a cast, if we're gonna get a match out of nowhere, and here it is. It is 6:15 right here, right now, and GMT +8, and it's gonna be time to get into Gamecoach and this action. Here we go, though. We are gonna be getting into the matchup very, very shortly, just making sure everything is a-okay. And it seems like Gamecoach gonna be coming on out with the Reaper and the Mei. To start things off, Gamecoach gonna be playing that Ryan Orisa on the control center. Here we go yet again. In the meantime, here for TP, star player gotta be that Chong Do-sung. He's just on that Doomfist yet again, looking to go for pickoffs here and there. In the meantime, Doris right now gonna get halted on up. It's time to get into control center and it's action. So for TP, I was talking to them a little earlier on, and they say this is one of their revenge matches against GCA. If I remember correctly, they also fought against each other in the regular season. I'm not too sure of that, but here comes TP right now, running rapid, just running over GCA actually. And Gamecoach Academy looking a little sloppy at that very start. Seems like information wasn't in order, and Team TP looking strong into this one. So both of these teams already are secured into the trial system, so kudos to them on that. But they are now playing for seeding, they are now playing for position, and trying to see where they are going to be into the ladder. So recently, guys, the Gamecoach Academy did just finish off in a match against the Stars team, Blue Stars team, and here comes the Shadows now coming on and grab the Surge in the middle, and a beautiful execution here for Team TP. 4 frags on the board, looking to get a little more value out of that one. But Gamecoach Academy is going to be unable to really get much done on Enjoy Game with the frags as well. Team TP looking to gun for that #1 seed. And Ayanami right now with a few hammer swings as well. In the meantime, there we go, Ayanami trying to find a target of opportunity. 3 ultimates ready to go here for Team TP. And here comes the dead end right now from Enjoy Game. Soundbarrier though pop, Lyric gonna have his as well. And it's time to go for the beat on down. Death Blossom into play as well. The Mei right now going for the freeze on over. Sees Ayanami, gets that takedown there. Doris gonna fall on over as well. Nothing gonna be able to get the damage done. We were able to really see Nutsa onto yesterday's stream, but now he is going to be looking to try and destroy everything and everyone, looking to sub on in for his team. Still though, Chobasong trying to survive, Lyric and Austin getting on the board, and Gamecoach Academy getting one back, looking for the capture, looking to get in position. If you guys are able to share the stream, feel free to do so, as we are just basically showing on up out of nowhere. really goes to show what OD Pacific is all about. Hey, it's these two teams with permission, might as well stream it, right? Ayalami right now pushing on forward, Team TP, getting a punch on, and Austin immediately getting turned into dust. Beats the strike right now, and this is just Choba's song getting so much damage done with the DF. Sees the main right now, looking for the KO, good move there from Lyric, trying to get the zone on, but no, it's just not gonna happen here for the Doomfist, and Lyric gonna get that KO yet again. Now it's time for Gamecoach to try and stall for time, using their Lucia as much as possible, skating on over to the other side. Unfortunately, Austin doesn't make it to Lyric and his life, but instead will get revenge onto Kenji. The Zarya right now in a spot of trouble, and interesting enough, it's Ryan Zarya here for the right hand side. Earlier on Control Center, we saw them play the Ryan Diva instead here for the side of TP. So changing things up just a little bit. Anyway though, Chobasong to the floor, not gonna get that frag on over, takes care of Enjoy Game. Here comes the shatter right now, courtesy of Izar, looking for another target. And Nuta and Perfect just hammering on away. Here comes Izar right now, gets the pin onto Ayanami. And just more frags on the board. So recently I found out also that Gamecoach Academy is... it does have a sister team that was the squad of NLG, which sadly got eliminated by Doric. And yeah, I'm not too sure if they are quote-unquote if they are an academy team, because their org itself is called Gamecoach Academy, an esports acad, a big one honestly in the Korean scene, where so many people, so many big teams in the KR region really has bootcamp there, and a bunch of other names from the Overwatch League. So it really goes to show a lot of pedigree right now for Gamecoach Academy, but they are just getting bodied right now by Team TP. It's interesting, honestly, this season we got some big names between Gamecoach Academy and First Fabulous Fighter, and I believe that is their Academy squad working on here in the Pacific region, because the main team is in Contenders China, hence their dual Chinese-Korean roster, which is pretty cool. Anyway, Nuta right now looking around, sees Enjoy Game, but it seems like the McCree gonna be enjoying his life just a little more. Survives, 2 frags on the board. Here comes the Sandbar right now. Spring Day gonna be pushing on over yet again. Perfect right now with the Salty Shop that gets caught out in the open. And Gamecoach Academy unable to get onto that point. It is gonna be TP with 100 to 95 to start things off. There you go, guys. That is going to be the first round on Lijiang Tower. Just making sure that we are not forgetting anything right now, looking around into these rosters. And yeah, it's notable actually that, if I remember correctly, in the upper bracket finals, it was a matchup that already happened in round number 12, but this time instead of a 3-0 courtesy of GCA, it was NNT Crescent coming on back, and they took the upper bracket finals 3-2, and by that I mean I keep forgetting their real name now because I got so used to NNT Crescent, but Urban Stars Blue. So they have rebranded. They are not part of the NNT organization anymore, if it still exists, but instead gonna be partnered with Urban Stars, and they are the Blue Squad, and they do have a sister team in Korea, OD, which is Urban Stars Red. But enough about them. They are going to be facing off though against whoever wins this bout. And we are in the lower bracket finals yet again. Loser goes home, winner moves on. But both teams are already moving into trials, so they can feel a little more relief into that one. It's all about seeding right now. It's all about seeing who's going to place on what. And Team TP moves on to the point to place themselves firmly on to that capture. So here for TP, gonna be holding to that bridge yet again. Ayanami in the meantime going for a few hammer swings as much as possible, making sure that he can get the zone on if need be. In the meantime though, onto the north side comes Gamecoach Academy, perfectly leading the charge alongside Izar, but Larry gonna go down already to the hand of Ayanami. Seems like Gamecoach not able to really cascade the right way. And there we go, the fire strike from Ayanami instead. Izar right now still swooping on. We do see the Reaper looking for a target or two, but here comes Chobasong trying to find a punch or two, and he can get the punish if need be. So Yunsu looking around, gonna be trying to figure out how to play things out. And you can say that Yunsu, if you translate this name, it means Oldie Craft, so it's basically a Smurf account in its name. I think this is valid onto their roster, but I'm not too sure myself. Enjoy Game though, gonna be back on out. Here comes the Doomfist and the Sandfire right here, right now. And it's gonna be time for Team TP yet again to mop the floor of Gamecoach Academy. They're using the beats to go for the beatdown. They're using those shields to allow them to get that push. And a pretty effective maneuver here for Team TP. A very offensive Sandfire, allowing them to get those kills. So overall, it seems like Team TP is having all the momentum in the world. First things first, they did finish off the 81 Fortuna 3-0. So they had more time to rest on over. In the meantime, with Gamecoach Academy losing out 3-2 in a pretty heartbreaking way, well, you could say that they might be feeling fatigued and tired in this first match. But hey, this is what Overwatch is all about. Sometimes you just have to keep going until you're gone. And it happens for the best of us. Shadow right now, looking to get something, doesn't get so. But the in behind goes for that EMP, self-destruct into the front though, and Kenji gonna be able to get 3 beautiful thoughts there from the side of Team TP, and they are just handing this one on the silver platter. Gamecoach Academy looking like to be service here, because Team TP takes this one by storm, 2-0. A hot start for the Red Korean squad.
Play of the game.
Team TP with that victory. Play of the game. On to Doris on the brig. Gamecoach Academy, you can say they're really feeling tired after their upper bracket finals matchup. And hopefully they can bounce back and give us the match that they deserve. A lot of hype actually between this matchup, but Team TP right now out for revenge, and they have gotten the first taste of it. So there you go, guys, a quick game number 1, and Team TP just completely on a roll actually. Very surprising, very strong, and I thought this would be a lot closer, but no, Lijiang Tower just dominated there by Team TP more or less. Control Center had some good fights overall, especially with Gamecoach Academy coming on back with their composition, but on Gardens, a whole different story. They tried to go for the EMP play, but it just wasn't in the proper position. And now it's time to go into map number 2. Our second map gonna be King's Row into this one. And it seems like we are going for a pretty fast matchup here and now between our two teams. But for the time being, here you go with our maps and our upcoming maps as well. Lijiang Tower taken here by TP, winning that one out 2-0. King's Row right now gonna be next on the list. Gamecoach Academy trying to be looking to just figure things out onto the next one. And now it's time for a swap sides actually. TP gonna be defending first. We got Gamecoach Academy on the attack instead. And it seems like it's time for us to move into the streets of King's Row. Quick one here and now in our Pacific scene. But hey, it's always great to have a solid match. And here we go. Map number 2 coming our way. I said it before and I'll say it again. If we're playing 2 Korean teams, sometimes it's just we go. And it is the case yet again. No breaks, no time for all that jazz. It's just about playing the game and getting things done. All business right here, right now, between GCA as well as Team TP. And honestly, I wish I knew more about Team TP compared to GCA, as we do get a quick little pause because Team TP has really impressed this open division, and that's what open division is all about. You have these teams that come out more or less from nowhere and they just show off with such good results. So Team TP, they beat Riptide, they beat Haribo, they beat Toxic, they beat the FFF Academy team, they beat Fortuna, and right now they are looking to just finish off their run in the lower bracket, move on to the grand finals, and face off against Urban Stars Blue. They have showed up and they have shown themselves to the world, allowing broadcasts to happen not just once but twice to their discomfort. And kudos to them. There are teams, yeah, especially in the Pacific scene, that are like very adverse to getting broadcasted. And Team TP honestly was that on the first day, but today they have woken on up. They have also felt a little more confident about themselves, and they have been rewarded not only with a trial slot but also the adoring public who is able to support them. So anyway though, it's gonna be the Ryan and the Diva together between Izar and Perfect. Seems like though it's still gonna be Cho Busong on the on that defense rather, but here for the attacking side, it's Yosubam gonna be looking to play that Reaper instead. So Yunsu gonna be trying to just infiltrate everyone in front of him. In the meantime, here for the side of the defense, Team TP playing a very stable and standard composition that they know. Still a go, it's still Ryan and Zarya yet again. It's fun to see Ryan and Zarya pretty much back to the roots of King's Row. Again, the problem with the Ryan Zarya is truly the factor that you can't really contest the high ground with anyone, especially right now. They have Lucio and the Brig, they have the Mei and the McCree, and anyone staying on that high ground will just be a big bother for them to try and stay away from. The ground game is really the name of the game here for Team TP, and right here, right now, they're going to be into the front lines yet again. Hammer swings are abound. Enjoy Game going to be looking around as well for a frag or two. But in the meantime, Nutta infiltrating, trying to find one out. Ayanami though with a quick little touch. The Reinhardt is looking around, trying to figure out where that came from. And in the meantime, still about all the shots in the world. Enjoy Game right now on that high ground. Here comes Nutta, keeping the pellets on from the side. And in the meantime, there we go with the hack. Kenji, unable to get some bubbles on. Can Ayanami sustain? Yes, he does. He gets a stun on the 4 instead. And Team TP just gonna be mopping the floor out of Gamecoach Academy yet again. Team TP right now, and the hottest streak of them all. Confidence abound after winning a game, winning a match with a reverse sweep. It seems like a whole different beast has awakened in them. They're able to beat on outs on the previous round of the lower bracket, and right now they are looking so strong against Gamecoach Academy, the #1 seed in the open division. GCA has been mighty impressive through the regular season, through the playoffs run as well, but right here, right now, they're looking like it really is gonna be time for bedtime unless they can get something done. Now, GCA does have the Sad Barrier and the Coalescence. Very, very good tools to get the push on. But the big one here is Nutta and his EMP. It really depends right now on how the side of Team TP will respond to this. They're looking to get in position. There we go, to win the hack! And Nutta gonna get exposed. Dar's gonna get that KO rally right now. Here comes GCA trying to fight onto the corridor with that grapple surge. But TP is like, no, we are just gonna wipe the floor with you yet again. And we are the ones who are just gonna be bringing ourselves into the forefront. Team TP, a lot to prove, a lot to play for, and gunning for that #1 seed, gunning for the championship of the open division. In the meantime here for Gamecoach Academy, they still might have a chance with this EMP. Anyway, Nutta gonna be looking to reposition, and it's gonna be time for the EMP yet again in behind. Kenji though taking ass, Sleep Dart will connect, and here comes trouble. 3 of them gonna get hacked on up. Beautiful play though from Spring Day, staying onto the side, and Ayanami the first to fall here and now. Trying to survive, trying to sustain. Team TP looking to survive, but it just isn't happening. Gamecoach Academy overrunning the opposition this time. All they needed was that EMP to turn things around, but Nutta's gonna need more of that, gonna need more juice, gonna need more ult charge into further fights so they can keep sustaining, they can keep doing that one onto this map, or change things up and go for a swap instead. So back onto the Mei and back onto the McCree. An almost mirror matchup besides the Diva and the Ana versus the Zarya and the Brig. So here for Team TP with the Ryan Zarya, yet again, they are going to be very, very strong into the forefront, especially when Kenji is all boosted up and ready to go with energy. In the meantime, Perfect can counter that Grappling Surge and also go all to that high and low ground. Still though, it's Enjoy Game right now, trying to go for the Prime. Deadeye connecting onto the mech, and here comes the Shatter, perfectly placed by Ayanami, and it is going to be a Blizzard as well. Clean up. My name is Team TP, and they get a team kill there. Just watch that one again, impressively done by Team TP. But they did use a number of ultimates there. They used the Deadeye, they used the Garden Surge, they used the Shatter, and they used the Blizzard. But hey, when everyone's to the floor, you just gotta enjoy it. Anyway though, Team TP looking around, trying to go for the push. We've seen this before against their matchup against First Rounders Fighter, and they are trying to pretend that they are going to be defending that first point, but basically a spawn camp here and now. Kenji in the meantime might get caught after the speed boost. Coordination here from GCA, very, very quickly done on the execution, but unfortunately they feel like a blunt edge trying to go against a wall, and Spring Day fragging on at Ayanami, getting on the board as well. And Gamecoach Academy just running out of time into this one. Hammer swings now are abound. Here comes Chobasong yet again. He's whipping out the Mei one more time. He has shown that he's not just a Doomfist player, he can also play the Mei to a solid degree. Really going to show that TP has learned a lot through the open division season, has learned a lot from what they have been up to, and this roster has been looking so good so far. Here comes Fire Grenade though, and Enjoy Game just keeps it on with the Deadeye, doesn't care, but at the same time Austin making such a big difference there, and he's getting this push on. In the meantime though, Enjoy Game trying to frag on out. Here comes Perfect. Here comes Yunsu as well. It seems like the main gonna get that frag on by the tail end. 4 ultimates now ready to go here for GCA, but the side of TP still gonna have a potential contest onto that second point. Gravity Surge and Sand Barrier gonna be coming online. Ayanami right now, close to the Shatter as well. One Fire Strike might make a difference here for Ayanami, but with Perfect into the field, the DM just gets to chomp on. Anyway though, action keep on coming. Ice Wall is set on up, and Nutta lifted on to try and bring the spotlight to himself. Gets the Deadeye to connect. Big play there from Yunsu, making sure that the McCree can actually get those pickoffs. Ayanami in the meantime trying to go for the Shatter, but another one from Anana. It's Austin this time making things happen. Finds the needle, threads it, and is able to catch the Reinhardt mid animation. Perfect play here, and now from the side of GCA. GCA able to get that second points, and what looked dicey from the start has turned into a potential full cap. 2 points now taken, a minute 35. Those think they have to be decisive and pretty much just on point with all their shots. Anyway, though, enjoy game right now. Deadeye is available, pushing on forward yet again. Here comes the Prime, looking for a kill one more time, but it's Austin instead getting the KO. Spring Day though, Sand Barrier pop, counter stab right here now from Lyric. And for both sides, they are trying to play into the corner of Kingstone, trying to use the walls as cover, but it just isn't happening. Still, Chobo-san now letting it rip with the Blizzard. 3 frags on the board here, and now for Team TP. Korean squad in blue looking pretty potent against GCA. Seems like for GCA, they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, even with them being one of those prestigious esports academies in Korea. Just trying to remember how big GCA is, and I've seen so many videos of their facilities. They have been, it's so cool, and I wish there were more countries who really took esports that seriously. It's really such a big thing in Korea, basically. It's such a big deal, besides the PC ban culture, of course, and just how hardworking they can be in esports itself. The first to embrace it, and really pioneers in their field, and that is why best players in many games are Korean in the first place. And speaking of best, it seems like Team TP is able to best GCA yet again after pushing forward, after just controlling the tunnel and getting those team kills. Anyway though, one last chance right now for GCA. Ice Wall gonna be set on up. Here comes Yunsu trying to get in position, and the payload is very close, so they don't need to sacrifice anyone to get this touch on. Izar in the meantime gonna be in the forefront. Here comes Nutta with that Prime. Deadeye looking to connect, but it's time for overtime. Shatter not gonna get much, will get flashback for his troubles. Izar though, Nano was it off, and Nutta gonna get that KO onto one. Ayanami next on the list though, and it's gonna be the Lucio in field of view. Enjoy game trying to survive, and surprise, that Spring Day coming in behind. Push though coming to shove, and the payload rounding the corner. GCA still has a chance to try and finish this one up. Anyway though, Kenji right now, Gravity Surge is available, looking around for a target or two. Nutta in the meantime, trying to find the shots. All the way in behind yet again. Gravity Surge though from Kenji, lifted on up, gets the catch, Perfect, unable to get the DM in time, but hey, that's Perfect getting on the board. Enjoy game in the meantime with a frag on back. 2-1 trade right here, right now. Make that 5, that's the defense gonna hold, and that is gonna be a spectacular firework at the tail end to just enjoy. GCA unable to finish up the map. Team TP defending by the tail end. Switching sides. Initiating match. And here you go, guys. This is the Open Division Season 2 2020 Pacific Lower Bracket Finals. And it seems like Gamecoach Academy just unable to finish on up with what they started. Very close, but no cigar. Not a perfect Austin, Lyric, Yunsu, and finally Izar. They tried to get all the way till the end, but just the time back not in their favor. And a really solid retake there from Team TP. They came from spawn, they regrouped as one, and they were able to get the push on out.
Valuable data on this mission.
Anyway though, here for Team TP, they are going to be going on to the attack, and all they need to do is basically finish up the map, and they will take this victory. In the meantime though, Pharah right here, right now, we have seen this whipped out earlier on by FFF, I remember correctly, they tried to play this out on Hanamura. It's gonna be very interesting if they actually play the Pharah here for Team TP. Back to the main they go. Brian Diva to try and contest May McCree, and it's a Lucia Brig for that speed and the stun. But again, the problem with this composition, low heals really depends on when they're fighting or not. The Inspire only proccing when the mace is hitting some faces. And now here comes Team TP pushing forward. Perfect though. Gonna be working together with Izar on the low ground. Isols are set on up immediately. But look how quick Team TP transitions to the points. The Zarya with a few right clicks there, and then Ayanami gonna get on the board. Enjoy game now, gonna get that takedown onto one. And he's looking up onto that high ground. With the composition that Team TP is playing, the only way they can contest that high ground is the Lucio. Or if this Mei decides to commit the Ice Wall to climb on up, well, they can do so as well. But Perfect trying to contest. We're gonna get D-Mech for his troubles. Can anyone else fight for their lives? It's Larix trying his best, just not gonna happen. And Team TP, big time back, moving in to his first points. Anyway though, here for Team TP, still looking to find the push. They are gonna stick with the May McCree, a very strong composition here and now, especially on King's Row. But in the meantime, Ayanami, keep an eye out on him. He does have the Shatter available. And this Korea versus Korea matchup in the Open Division Pacific, our last teams right now left alone are the 3 Korean squads. Moving on over to Trials. Izardo will not get left alone, will get pinned on over to the left-hand side. Here comes Doris right now, pushing on forward yet again, and this is the Brigitte really rallying the troops together with that banner. Shatter now connecting the Brigitte and the McCree, taking the brunt of the damage and the crowd control. Meantime, this is the payload being pushed here by Team TP. They're looking to go all the way, looking to finish up the map already, and they're looking to try and close this out in the quickest possible manner. Anyway though, Rally is available still for Doris. Blizzard gonna be online as well, and basically any kind of stuns onto someone at the edge of the Blizzard play could secure the cross into that one. But hey, it's not back for GCA. Ball is on their court. They're going for that Deadeye. But speaking of ball, it gets bounced back. And it's gonna be time for Chobosong to try and get things done. Rally though popped already from Larix, looking getting on some kills as well. And Yunsu deciding, hey, it's time for the Winter Wonderland. They're gonna go for the Frost on over. But even if GCA is able to put a stop to this offense right now, they still need to deal with Team TP for around 4 minutes. Big time back right here right now, and the fight isn't apparently over yet, because here comes trouble. His name is Chobosong. He's trying to find pickoffs with the Ice Wall shenanigans alongside Spring Day, but at the same time, here for Team TP, quickly regrouping by the bar. Basically for GCA, they are using a lot of tools to try and get the hole into this one. Right now they are going to have the Shatter as well as the Self-Destruct in just a bit. In the meantime, here for Team TP, Sandbagger and Deadeye, not really the worst tools whatsoever. And speaking of Deadeye, here he comes in the face of adversity, and still gonna catch out Nota, the McCree, peeking on over to the other side, and will get caught, grazed by the bullet, but hey, it's just way too much damage. Sandbagger now popped here and now by Spring Day. Perfect though, gets one Self-Destruct into the behind, and that's a Diva gonna be able to not really get much with the bomb, but making a big zone of safety here for Team GCA. Rally though gonna be in the cards as well. Another quick ultimate flurry here from Team GCA, and they have woken on up to a different kind of beast after the first and a half maps. Anyway though, Team TP really trying to force things. They find out Perfect, they find out Yunsu, and they are gonna make it to the second point. Anyway though, enjoy game right here right now. Getting the frag on back, Ayanami doing the same. And here for the blue hand side, where we're looking to finish up the map. Blizzard though is available for a new one, so yet again another quick ultimate here for the red hand side. There he goes to show the power of the Mei in the right hands up. And he's gonna be able to get that takedown onto Chobosong as well. It's a quick little reset here now for Team TP. They don't want to go in without their Mei whatsoever, just to make sure that they can really fight for their lives and make a zone of a circle of frost around them. Never mind though, seems like it's gonna be a swap in order right here, right now. As Doomfist, courtesy of Chobosong. Nuta getting on the board. Deadeye connecting on to after getting lifted on over. And Frags Knight now coming from the McCree. The Revolver getting the damage done. Good defense right here, right now from GCA. They are not rolling over whatsoever. They are not falling flat. And they are looking pretty potent so far. Team TP though, trying to come on back in again. We still have that shatter in the self-destruct. And overall here for Team TP, it has been a DPS centered approach. We haven't really seen too many big plays from Ayanami and Kenji, but they have more or less been on a supporting role, more or less making sure that the DPS can get in position. The real question though is, when will this change? When will the side of TP realize the power of the tanks? As here they come yet again, Diva lifting on to the high ground. In the meantime here for GCA, they have a lot of attacks in the back. Shatter right now, not gonna get much. Rally is bopped. It seems like the Brig of Blue gonna do the same. Counter sound barrier though, counter wing with the Shatter itself. And Perfect and Izar getting back on the board. It has been a tank line battle to remember here for GCA. They have played pretty well overall. Anyway though, Nita right now going for those shots, and in the meantime here for GCA, they have actually defended pretty well into this one. Looking to make sure that they are going to be fine, and Dandy Perfect in the meantime ready with that self-destruct. And hey, here for the red hand side, they're looking to get on with this defense. They know they can't give up the point, they know they can't give up the corridor because they will lose on that. But hey, it's time for Chobosong to show his stuff yet again. He clutched that early on in Hanamura. Can he do the same here and now on King's Row? It's gonna be time to fight against Austin. The Ana trying to survive. And it seems like the skills of Chobosong still transitioning mid-series. Different opponents, but the same result. The uppercut to the face, a talent on the Doomfist. Anyway though, Sleep Dart now gonna get tossed on over. Payload coming closer and closer. Might be a C9 here and now though, but will Perfect gonna get in position. Here comes the hammer down though. That's gonna be Shattered, tossed on that, but is our 2-for-1 trade so far? Perfect making a zone of safety, and that's gonna be absolutely huge because it's a combo actually with Yunsu together with the bomb. The frozen icicles shattered on down into crackles and bits, but it's still not over yet. 37 seconds rather on the time back here for Team TP. A meter to go. GCA barely surviving there, really finding the push, and luckily timing it right with Blizzard as well as that self-destruct. Good combo there from GCA, really bailing them out. But now it might be time for the nano boost onto the Doomfist. Chobosong onto the high ground. Spring Day still holding on to his ultimate, but Kenji gonna get lost in the crossfire. Instead, it's Enjoy Game actually. Nana boosted up. Flashback gonna get tossed on over. Shot spell keeping on, coming Perfect, trying to get on away. And in the meantime, it's gonna be one here for the Doomfist yet again. Nothing gonna get taken down. It's gonna be 2-for-1 with the uppercuts. And this is truly the Doomfist show yet again. Chobosong filling up the board. And that is gonna be Game 7 match here on King's Row. TP with a 3-2 victory, taking the 2-point lead.
Play of the game.
Play the game to play the game for Mr. Doris. There you go, guys. That's gonna be another one. What happened there? What happened there? What's the score? Confusing. I got confused. They suddenly sent something over, and yeah. What's happening? There's another victory though for Team TP, and honestly, well done by them. In the meantime, we're just making sure that everything is gonna be a-okay for this one, and seems like we're just getting a little confirmation real quick on the score line. But looks like so far on our 2 maps that we do get TP with another victory. they will take this one 3-2 actually on at the tail end. Oh, so that is the map score. I was really I got afraid for a little bit. I was like, oh, is that the match score? But no, it's a map score. Kings Row taken there by TP. Another victory in the cards on the reports. And we are gonna go into a map number 3. I thought for a bit there was a little bit of an issue in terms of time, but since GCA was still in the previous match all the way to the 5th map, TP did have to wait on for things to finish. And here you go, guys. Here's our match results so far. So Lijiang Tower taken by Team TP. Kings Row gonna be taken by Team TP as well. 2-0 on the first one, 3-2 on the second one. And right here, right now, Gamecoach Academy in a pretty interesting spot. I haven't really seen them to be this far back in a series so far, but right here, right now, they are down 2 maps and they cannot afford to lose the next one. In the meantime, though, seems like our next map is gonna be Watchpoint. Gibraltar has been the standard picks overall, and I've seen this map pool over and over again from our Korean squads. It really goes to show that these are the maps that they are very comfortable with in the first place. But Watchpoint Gibraltar, yet again, it's really all about who knows how to play it right, who knows how to play the map in all aspects. And it seems like we are gonna bet a quick little swap yet again for Team TP. Tuka gonna be back in for Enjoy. And it's really the roster swap that we see every single time they change to Watchpoint Gibraltar. Really goes to show the expertise and how deep the TP roster can be. Hey, anyway, seems like we're gonna get back into this one. Map number 3 gonna come our way. Watchpoint Gibraltar confirmed already. And our defensive end will be the side of TP. On the attack first, Gamecoach Academy. And it's gonna be time to get into the matchup yet again. Map 3 out of 5. Lower bracket finals. Who wins this moves on to face against the squadron of Urban Stars Blue. In the meantime, loser going to be taking the 3rd slot seed for Trials. So how Trials is seeded, it is basically, when you go into Trials, if I remember correctly, the ones on the OD end are the lowest seeds. But it really depends. It really depends because overall, it really is just based on how the brackets go in the first place. A single elimination bracket to begin with, so it's those on the higher end who are able to move into the higher seeds that basically allow you to already get into contenders depending on how many seeds are going to be taken in the first place. But from what I'm seeing right now into our bracket on the Wikipedia, it's whoever is first seed faces off against Cyclone Coupling, Global Esports, there's Cyclone Coupling, Global Esports, Aries Gaming, and IU, and one of those 4 teams gonna be facing off against one of the 4 teams for Open Division. I'm not too sure myself which one is gonna be which, but then the buys in Trials are gonna be FES, Green Leaves, UND, and Electric Gaming. So it's pretty important actually to be able to get the highest seed in the Open Division. It's not about the extra prize money. There is no extra prize money. It's not about the title because it isn't really that meaningful because it's just the same prize for the first 4 anyway. But it's about the seeding, and it's about, I feel that maybe, just maybe, that these squads can actually pick and choose who their opponent can be in the Trials. Anyway though, are we getting into the action here on Gibraltar? Yes, we are, as it's going to be time for the side of Team TP to spawn camp the opposition. A minute on in, GCA unable to come out whatsoever, and Team TP just absolutely dominant so far. Ayadami though with a few hammer swings. Right here, right now, they're looking to go on to the side for another reprieve. Team TP hiding and then brawling. They're using either the Reinhardt or the Brigitte to get that vision. And this time though, Larry's gonna be able to get the catch onto Chobasong. The Doom is gonna go on down. Nothing in the meantime getting on the board. And the Reaper in CQC, very, very potent. Good swap here and now for Gamecoach Academy. They are still playing a very ground-based composition though. And here on Watchpoint Gibraltar, they can potentially be punished by it. We'll see how this is gonna pan out if GCA is able to huddle onto the payload. And TP is just always running into their face. They will get punished for that one, but in the meantime, if TP decides to play things out along the map, well, they can really put in a big hurting onto GCA and their objective focus. Anyway, though, the payload getting pushed and Tsuka on the board takes care of the Mei, and that is Yunsu getting taken down there. Perfect enough to go onto the board yet again. Yanami and Izar trading some shatters, but here comes Gamecoach Academy, and the rally for Doris used to retreat rather than attack. Can the Brigitte survive? Seems like the armor just isn't going to be enough, and Kenji in the meantime ready with that self-destruct, but he has to get on the way because Gamecoach Academy waking on up and is able to get the push on. Anyway, those shots not keeping on coming. Nuta looking for a few more pellets to connect. We're really just putting the hammer on, but both sides already ready with their ultimates. For Nuta though, he's trying to displace Kenji. He doesn't want the D.Va to see him going for the spin around when he drops on down. But seems like right here, right now, the side of Gamecoach Academy gonna be hiding into the corridor yet again. You have seen some big brawls right here, right now, and it seems like it is going to be the same case. Gareth the Surge coming on in from the wall, nothing going to get one, and in the meantime, it's going to be Choba Song getting that beat strike over. All around the map, action going on, and it's no different here and now in the hangar. Is Arnata yet again back into the fold and getting some kills here for Gamecoach Academy, but Spring Day working together with the Doofus catches the Reaper back. Overall though, not a bad push for GCA. They are still moving that payload and they're trying to make it through to the other side. Right here, right now, they are also looking to go for the choke, but TP is already in position to drop on down. Deadeye primed, Tsuka using it to zone. In the meantime, here comes Yunsu, sets up that blizzard, and sees an opportunity after the ice wall. The D.Va D-Mech. No way right here, right now, for the DM to be any kind of components. Will allow Nuta to pretty much do whatever he wants, but he decides to go for the 1v1 against Chobasong instead. And a team kill right here, right now for Gamecoach Academy. All they needed was the Blizzard to make them space for themselves. And Izar finishing off the job with a Shatter and a Fire Strike. Anyway though, here comes the blue hand side of the Doomfist, and the rally is available here for Doris. See though how this is gonna pan out. Ayunami hiding to the corner, but Perfect gonna go for that Graviton Surge. Nothing gonna get on the board. It's time to see this one coming, and the Doomfist trying to get on the way, but no, Chobasong caught on the wrong side of the wall. Payload now getting pushed all throughout. Kenji even caught at the open. And here for the side of TP, it really is just gonna be them looking to recoup yet again, because Gamecoach Academy has turned it up to 11 after getting spawn capped. They were taking the brunt of the damage, they were taking all the punishment TP was doing, but as soon as they realized that they were getting spawn capped so handily, they have woken on up and turned to a different beast. Still though on Gibraltar, we'll see if they can actually beat down against the spawn advantage. Nuta with a beautiful Death Blossom, and this is heavy momentum in favor of Gamecoach Academy. They have turned it up not just to 11, but to 12, because look at this time back right now. The payload creeping on closer and closer to the end of the map. Can they finish things over with such a big advantage? Freeze right now to Yayanamni. That is gonna be the Wrecking Ball turned into a Frosty Citrus instead. In the meantime, it's Kenji coming on back after the search right now, getting the reach. Is Nuta on the board. Here comes Kenji in the middle. Shatter right now connecting, and the baby D.Va out in the open just to die. 249 on the clock. Gamecoach Academy is back in full force.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Top of the sides, TP has a lot to prove here at Gibraltar.
Initiating match.
We're just trying to see. We are actually gonna get a next match broadcast. Whoever wins this, again guys, will be facing off against the Blue Stars. And they have really shown that they can sparkle waiting all the way in the grand finals. Orbital Stars Blue, they were actually the second NNT team for a while, but here in the Open Division Season 2, they impress, and they were able to just outshine their former sister team, Doxic aka NNTK. They are all the way right now in the trials. Doxic in the meantime dropping down unfortunately and unable to make it back. So really goes to show sometimes it is another time, and big shoutouts to Urban Stars Blue for really doing so well in through the bracket. Same can be said though for TP as well as Gamecoach Academy. Gamecoach Academy high seed, just enjoying a lot of spoils and enjoying beating some really big competitors. Remember, we were able to broadcast them against Horrible, which many touted to be a strong contender as well to make it to the trials, but that was a clean 3-0 there from GCA. They also 3-0'd Fortuna onto the other one. So they already secured their slot from day number 1 with very strong victories. Here though, on day number 2, seems like they aren't up to that standard as of yet, but they have found flashes in the pan to do so. And speaking of flashes, this is looking to be like it, but Ayanami getting a very quick shatter. Unfortunately, it gets blocked up. Is they're looking to do the same. Spring Day, the only one to get stunned up. And the defense of Gamecoach Academy looking to be absolutely superior. They're holding on to the corner yet again, giving the same treatment to Team TP. And it's like, no sir, you are gonna taste a little bit of what you gave us earlier on. Anyway though, right here, right now, is are going to be moving over to the right hand side. And in the meantime, we'll see how this is going to work here for Team TP. They're playing at Doomfist yet again. They also have McCree and Suka with a flashbang. That's a takedown there onto Yunsu. Dar is going to get on the board as well. 3 frags right here, right now. Deadeye is available. And they see the Reaper, Nuta, falling on over. Quick flurry of kills here and there. And Team TP immediately back into tempo. We have seen them really have some good know-how onto the map, and with the Diva into play as well, they can really spother any kind of contest. But here for Gamecoach Academy, they are really going for such a ground-based composition. They're holding on to this Zarya, and Perfect is looking to just vaporize anyone and everyone in his face. In the meantime, Lyric and Austin playing that Murder and the Lucio. And here goes that right now from Tuka. Catches out Perfect. The Zarya has no way to protect himself after the bubble. Here comes the flashbang. Those self-destruct right toss on that. And Team TP, because having an explosive penalty on this first point, they are able to get the capture on, and they block off the shatter that came from Izar. Solid place right here right now as GCA is going to be forced to retreat. Team TP, 4:13 on the clock. They're looking pretty potent so far. They found their footing on that first point. It took a while for them, that's for sure. But hey, they figured things out. And right now, they are going to be looking to stem with the momentum. It really is all about how far they can go win this push. And right here, right now, they are fighting for their lives on the jet plane. It's an open cockpit, but it is going to be the corpse of the Reinhardt there instead. Not Perfect getting on the board, 2 for 2 trades so far. But the momentum swinging on back to the side of Team TP. A flurry of kills courtesy of the Lucia and the Diva, mopping the floor of all the stragglers and low HP members. Seems like the chip damage was enough. And Lyric, the only one to tell the tale. Quickly capturing that objective. Team TP really executing well on that second point. Momentum in full swing right there. And here comes the Blizzard already. Still though, the right hand side making sure that everything is going to be fine and dandy. Using that Blizzard to stem the tide, but spawn point is just right there, so really it's going to be a very hard fought battle into the next one. So for Team TP, looking to utilize the other exits of the third spawn actually here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We don't see this too often. Not many people do know actually that there is a high ground escape, but it's a good way to come on up and be a little safer from a very aggressive team. Anyway though, here comes the rally already. Doris trying to make it through. Gamecoach Academy though with 2 frags on the board and looking a lot better here on this third point. But as I say that, it seems like it might be the same case yet again. This time though, they have the coalescence and they are going to be able to swing things back in their favor. Focus by right now. Doris going to get taken down. Here we go with the punch, and it seems like Chopasong does get the hit but doesn't get the KO. Peter Strike though in behind, trying to force out a fade from the Moira. Austin doesn't do so, so instead he's like, thank you very much, I will take that kill. Really dynamic DPS right here, right now. The Doomfist versus the Reaper in terms of fragging out. And speaking of the Reaper, it's gonna be time for Chopasong to go for the mirror. Still though, Nuta, that Blossom is into play. Suka making sure that he can get the zone away from the shotguns and using that revolver to a good degree. But Gamecoach Academy completely on point on the defense right now. They are just holding the line and really basically spawn camping the side of Team TP. They've had no answers whatsoever. They have had no ways to go about things. But right here, right now, Kenji gonna be going to that high ground. Stun now gonna connect. Gravity Surge is into play. And here we go with a potential pin. Perfect! Just an absolutely perfect play here from Gamecoach Academy. Izar with a fire strike to clean things up. And that is just the Reinhardt allowing this team kill. So here we go yet again, Gravity Surge getting so many ice wall to separate, and there is no way to get on out whatsoever. Even as the ice wall shatters, it still Izar enjoying his time in the sun and in the limelight. There we go. The fight is not over yet. All these actions from GCA were really putting TP down a peg. You would think that it was TP that was down 2-0, but no. It is Gamecoach. Eventually though, the gusto and the guts have finally been broken. That's a big drain at such a far off area at the end of the point. Really goes to show that Gamecoach Academy is really in there and really raring to let loose. And we go for Team GCA. They are going to try to go for a quick little recoup. Sound Barrier going to be a big component of their upcoming clash. But in the meantime, it's Suka right now with the Deadeye instead, trying to prime it up. Won't get much out of that one, but the Death Blossom in behind. Chobasong does get one. Izar just blown to bits. And it really makes a big difference when you get that Reinhardt, because there's no more shield right now. It's going to be very, very difficult to face off against Tuka in any shape or form. And now it's time for him to take that high ground. Doofus yet again for Chobasong. Wants to get back into the fight very, very quickly. Payload right now getting closer and closer. And that is no contest whatsoever. GCA, a step too late. And TP are there to take those spoils.
3-3.
Seems like a pause is in order after a very interesting occurrence happening there. But in the meantime, we are just waiting on for what is to come. So if you guys have any information for me, feel free to send me a DM here on Twitch. Or if you do have a representative to contact me on Discord, that will be a lot better. But in the meantime, GCA seems like they were so solid on the spawn camp, but just a step too late with that last part defense. It seems like the plan was in order. A sound barrier with a charge Azari would touch, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen there for GCA. They didn't make it to the point in time. They were a little afraid of damage being done by the McCree up on top and everyone else in their face. And unfortunately, just a very, very rare case of miscommunication within these Korean squads, because you usually expect them to be so on point with the retake, so on point with what they give up and what they give to their opponent, just to make sure that they can win out the fight. And it seems like we are back into our action. Let's get back into this one with the attack still on TP side. So here for Team TP, they still have a chance to close it out right here, right now. It's all about looking to make it through. It's all about looking to make sure that they can try to finish this one off as quickly as can be. But in the meantime, Gamecoach Academy is fighting for their lives, and no one is just gonna lie down and allow it to happen.
Ready for battle.
Anyway though, here you go. Thank you for the raid right there from Leg Day Gaming. That's a big one. It's actually pretty big. Thank you so much.
Attackers incoming.
Big shout outs to Leg Day for that. Of course though, we always have our delays and all that jazz, because this is an official tournament and this is the lower bracket finals of the Open Division Pacific Season 2. I'm your host, Caster, your commentator, your correspondent, what else other titles can we get by? Your producer, your cameraman, your streamer, and all the like, your coordinator, Daks. And we are here yet again at the tail end of our broadcast. We're gonna be seeing if we are actually gonna get the Grand Finals broadcast to be approved. But in the meantime, hey, we're gonna figure things out and get things done. Moving over Ayanami, gonna be out in front. In behind though, it's Nuta getting the shots on board. It's gonna be another spawn gap situation for the side of Gamecoach Academy. They have shown that this is their forte here in Watchpoint Gibraltar. They don't care about where you spawn from. They are gonna put in the fight with their very, very ground-based composition. And exactly what they've been running for most of the previous maps. Here though on Watchpoint Gibraltar, I haven't really seen the side of Team TP exploit this, because they are just allowing this to happen and they're looking to put up the fight instead. Still though with Chobasong so solid on that Doomfist, they are able to make things happen in the first place. Anyway though, right here, right now, Spring Day. We're looking to make it through into the low ground. Shots now keeping on coming. And it is going to be the ice wall there. The Doomfist though with a tag onto one. And that's 3 frags on the board ready here for Team TP. They're looking for momentum here and now trying to make it through to the other side. And if they can clear this first point pretty quickly, they will have some time to reset themselves before the second point's overtime push. Will GCA be able to contest? Seems like it's just a far cry to gone. And right here, right now, the main few right clicks all around. And in this instance, shots now keeping on coming yet again. The Zarya though, all the way to the left-hand side. Nota getting in position. He's close to the Death Blossom. He's gonna need to get a few hits though. And goes for the Reaper, but oh no! That's gonna be a Mei Ice Wall there that blocks his view. Yunsu unable to really get value there, and instead he ruins the chances of the Death Blossom in behind. And now it's time for overtime. This is looking really good for Team TP, as they will have a good instance to get this push on. That is highly unfortunate there for Nota as well as Yunsu. They do have their ultimates ready to go though, so they can shake it off and bring it back into another one. In the meantime though, the Diva of Kenji getting position. The Doomfist right now can go for the Meat Strike at some point in time, but he wants to use this for the commitment. Can't really toss those abilities in the first place. Anyway, right here, right now, here comes the Blizzard online. Ayanami will get caught out, and that is gonna force DC9 there. No way for you to get the touch on. The Ice Agents here, and GCA shrugging that one off and making the opponent do the same thing that they did last round.
Sides.
So here you go, guys. We are gonna be now seeing the last round of this map, and if Gamecoach Academy is unable to beat the marker that TP set, well, that is gonna be game, set, and match for our lower bracket finals. In the meantime, though, let's just quick little shout out yet again to basically the NA EU audience checking us out here and now.
Ready for
Shoutouts to Leg Day himself for the raid. So basically, if you are, I mean, since we do have a pretty Korean SEA audience, you guys should basically know who Leg Day is. He is a commentator in contenders already, all around, working with the likes of Ham, Hirix, you know, Vicky. It's what is that? The production thing that they're doing right now. Basically, NA and EU are under one place, and there you go. He's one of the casters. It's pretty big time. Pretty big time. He started things off in Europe and has really shown a lot of expertise in the Overwatch scene. But we are gonna be looking to finish Watchpoint Gibraltar off, and we are gonna be looking to finish off potentially this match. As right here, right now, it's time for the same old for Gamecoach Academy. Yet again, they are gonna be running the same composition that they are looking to run. And if you weren't thinking this is lower bracket files, you think, hey, this is a scrim that they're really practicing this one certain composition. But to note, Nota is the one playing right now on the DPS instead of their standard guy Exceed. So you can really say that their options might be limited having a sub in to play. They were able to secure their slot already into trials yesterday anyway. So here they come with the Reaper and the Mei. But there has been issues of chemistry, and Suka right now gonna be able to get the frag on out to the Reaper instead. The McCree keeping on with the pressure with those pistol shots, and the Revolver really just singing on away with the blues. Anyway though, Ayanami out in front, and this time Team TP wanted to go for the spawn cap yet again. Really just how these two teams play things out and trying to outbody the opponents. Ice walls are set on up. Ayanami gonna get the shatter on, and it's time to go for the hits yet again. Nota gonna be trading it out with the Mei. It's time for this damage right here being done. Coalescence right here, right now from Austin as well. And it's 3 frags on the board, courtesy of the side of Gamecoach. They finally penetrate on through and are able to shrug off the opposition. Team TP, everyone's looking for TP somewhere all around the world, but right here, right now, they're looking for themselves to come back from spawn. Anyway though, grab is available, perfect. Gonna be going on over to this high ground, and we'll see how Gamecoach Academy is gonna take this offensive. They can really surprise the opposition if they are gonna be able to bridge that gap. Graviton Surge as well as the Shatter, good components right here right now. But Izar will play it safe, and immediately here comes the zoom from the side of Team TP. Blizzard now gonna come online, rally pop. Here comes the Sandfire as well as Silk Tongue Destruct, and it's gonna get nothing. Beautiful shield there from Izar, comes out in time, and the Shatter now connecting courtesy of the side of Team Gamecoach Academy. They get a 2-for-1 after the flurry of ultimates here, and now 3-for-1 right here, right now as well. And the Blizzard is still available on the defensive end, but they will save it. They will make sure that they will have a component later on for that second point. And I feel like the Blizzard gonna be a big deal, especially as the gates of Watchpoint Gibraltar takes a little longer than usual to open on up. Still though, this should be a secure for GCA. No matter what, we are gonna see that second point, and no matter what, we are gonna be in an overtime push. Those are concrete, so that we already know that's gonna happen. The real question is, who will win at the next clash? It's the Blizzard as well as the Deadeye versus the Graviton Surge and the Death Blossom. No one else that close to their ultimate except the side of Yunsu gonna potentially get his own Blizzard as well. Suka though, Deadeye for the zone perhaps, but he doesn't really use it in such a proper time. Doesn't get any targets whatsoever. That might be a little waste here for the side of Team TP. Side for overtime, and here comes the push. Gamecoach Academy trying to make it through to the bend. Here comes the Blizzard right now in behind, and will catch out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect timing there from Chobasong. Nuta gonna try the third thing around with the Death Blossom, but no, says Ayanami. He's gonna get the shatter, and victory for this series will be taken by Team TP with a proper team kill. Perfect save there from Chobasong, and they will make it to the grand finals.
Play of the game.
GG, well played. There you go. That's our scoreline. TP with a 5-4 victory there. Play of the game onto the Mariette again. We always see a support actually be the one get Pochi, but hey, it is what it is. And that is gonna be our series that came out of nowhere. I'm surprised as you are with the result. I'm surprised as you are that we were able to do this cast. But hey, a lot of damage being done by that Zarya though. And it really goes to show, even though GCA is just playing this one composition, they can really be so potent in it. Team TP though with a very well-deserved victory. And they will make it happen and take 3 points against Gamecoach Academy. But there you go, guys. That is our lower bracket finals done and dusted. So right now, I'm getting some conflicted messages from the grand finals side, so I'm just gonna coordinate on that real quick. But in the meantime, let's just go over our little bit of recap and check out those results. So it's TP who takes the victory 5-4. That was a very long round, that's for sure. And I feel like GCA might be kicking themselves just a little bit, not getting to contest the last parts of the map on that first round, because they did have the proper formation that they just needed the Zarya to get the touch on, the Reinhardt going for the charge, but it really was just a few meters too late. Here though, with the results, Lijiang Tower taken by Team TP, King's Road taken by Team TP 3-2, and then Gibraltar taken by Team TP 5-4. This time it wasn't a sweep that you would expect, but at the same time it wasn't a sweep that was easy as 1-3 there for Team TP. So just quick little rundown on who I am. I've been the community caster for Philippine Overwatch for so long, since 2017. I've also been casting Open Division Pacific on 2018, took a little break on 2019 to focus on something else like StarCraft actually, and then come back this 2020 on a more regular basis. So I did this last season with Blizzard, and they promoted it on the Battle.net client to a good degree. Last season on the Asian side, and surprisingly this time they actually promoted it all over the world. So like, hey, we're all here. And yeah, that's been my casting career for Overwatch. I really like focusing on to the Pacific scene, and I feel like it is a scene I feel at home with, and at the same time I'm very familiar with. Beyond that, in Overwatch, I made the Masters GM a few times, but you know, really washed up. And the fun fact, I was the World Cup 2019 Team Philippines coach, and we were at Blizzard, so we were at BlizzCon, so you know, it was cool. We went to Blizzard HQ and stuff like that, so that was something too. But that was our match between Team TP against Team GCA. And Team TP got the revenge. They told me before, we're gonna go for revenge. We're gonna get our comeuppance. And they were able to do so against such a strong team with such big backing. Gamecoach Academy, #1 seed, having the repertoire of some really good coaches, some really good staff, really good org esports academy in Korea, housing the names like Philadelphia Fusion, as well as Element Mystic, and the like. Just so much pedigree there from GCA, and they were the ones who fell on over really good efforts there from the side of Team TP, and this squad really goes to show what the open division system can bring to the table. So, in the meantime, guys, I will need to take a little break, coordinate with a few members of the cast and everything to try and see what's gonna be going on, and we'll be looking if we can actually get the grand finals to go. I'm just getting a little bit of people. Okay, so fun fact, it's my birthday today, so people are just trying to get me downstairs, but we're busy right now casting some Overwatch, and I'll see you guys in a bit just to check out what the status on that one is. But this is our only confirmed match, so stay tuned if you can to wait on for a further announcement into the near future. I'll see you guys in a bit.